Tangent Lounge. I'm Gary.
God, that is the second time he's done it.
Trying to keep you on your toes.
Are you early in everything?
I'll never tell.
Yeah.
Hey, Mrs. E, don't tell. So
I was admiring your...
Thank you.
Hey, hi, be hello, see, good evening. I was admiring
Say no more.
those, I'm going to go with house shoes that you were sporting
Yes.
when we took Louise out to Piddle.
Mrs. E picked up a fabulous pair of hard-soled but still soft and fluffy house shoes, at the Goodwill for like $1. I think they were $1 a piece, $2.
And tell me why you got them?
Well, mostly to go out in the backyard so that she can potty, but they are also excellent for going to the liquor store to buy lottery tickets.
Boom, man!
Proper footwear. Proper footwear is always important for that. And,
Okay.
So while we're out there, I was able to show Dory our fabulous new house project that is spontaneous. Yeah. So we had these lilac bushes up against the house. And for those of you who don't know, you're not supposed to grow shit right up against your house. And there's a reason. And this is the reason why, apparently. So we get them torn out, and the trim board around the window has a little rotten spot in it.
Trim board, that was my cousin.
She was. Hey.
No one knows my last name. It's not going to fly with anybody except like 3 people.
Well, you might as well know now.
Yeah.
And so a little hole in the board there, and I thought, well, I'll just pull that off and replace it, and life will go on. Well, I pull it off, and behind it, it's a bad spot, and below it, it's a bad spot, and from the window down to the base plate of the wall, it is dry rot central. And so this was a Saturday afternoon discovery.
And how long ago?
2 weeks ago now.
And what happened since then?
Oh, I got on it next day. Sunday, I got out there. I cut out all the bad wood. I cut in new wood. I filled it with epoxy, screwed everything together, plywooded over it, put the Tyvek on it. I mean, so I'm ready to go. And then it has fucking rained every goddamn day since.
But didn't you have a visitor?
Oh, well, see, I posted a picture of it on Facebook to say, be sure to screw a board over the hole so you don't get beavers in your crawl space. It never happened, but people...
Oh, I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
I was hoping, because beavers in your crawl sprays, what?
Hey.
But I was really hoping that was true.
You got to pay extra for that kind
And
of
I
action.
thought, not in Mexico.
No, it's a good point.
It's gratis. They get you in the clubs that way. I was thinking that because you had water kind of close by, that we've seen Nutria,
Oh, yeah, they're all over.
which is not a diet plan. It's just a big rat.
Right.
I figured, ooh, a beaver wandered up. I was kind of excited about that.
I haven't been under the house since, so it's possible. We may have a whole family of them. But so gaping hole in the side of the house. Get all that fixed and patched up. That's when I had the truckload of shit that I was trying to take to the dump. And then anyway, so now it's just been sitting out there looking awfully white trash with big old hunk of Tyvek down the entire side of the house.
And people wonder why I rent.
Yeah, see,
This is people like years ago were like, you should buy a house. You should buy a house.
the
I'm like, dude, I
downside.
don't want to fucking, because I don't know how to repair that shit.
Oh, and
I'd be calling you, which you don't want.
yeah, I am so fucking glad you don't own a house.
I know. Well, I would pay for it, but I mean, I paid you to put in the
You
screen
certainly
door,
did,
and you
yes.
didn't want to take the money. I had to force it on you.
Yes, and
So I don't call you that much. I don't.
I coincidentally was wearing a G-string that day. It had nothing to do with where you put the money.
Nothing to do with it, but I...
Well, it's the bigger thing is, so maybe I make a homeowner's insurance claim and have an actual contractor come out and do the work. It's fucking 6 months to get somebody out these days. Everyone's so
and
goddamn
most of them
busy.
suck.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. I just do it yourself.
It was fine.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, if I, like, okay, for, like, car stuff, I'll call you and go, hey, there's this sound.
Sure.
What might that be?
Yeah.
I mean, people call me for, like, hey, Dory, can you, literally this happens, can you edit my paper I'm turning in? Like, adults.
Yeah.
Can you be a job reference for me?
I love that, we all have, but I'm at a point in life now where I've gained enough knowledge in enough areas that I can actually be helpful to people.
Right.
Somebody on Facebook yesterday got a hold of me, but they're remodeling and they need to extend their range circuit. Now, technically, I'm not supposed to give electrical advice, but at the same time, I can help you. I'm happy to help you because I my whole life have had to ask people that know more than me how to do shit.
Right.
So,
and I don't have that many marketable skills, like the whole like blue collar hands on shit, but I have stuff that kids need. I say kids, I say 30s, 40s, whatever.
Yeah.
Like one of my former students from Kingman, she had instant messaged me, had a friend in Portland, young man, having problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had a few conversations with him and said, well, just try this. Sometimes people just need motivation.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
all they need is they need somebody to go, I think you can do this. And here's why.
And it's so nice to be even if you're not the person that knows the thing, it's nice to be able to say, hey, I know somebody that can maybe do this, and to have that all work out and have people be solid and reliable and everything.
Right. I wish I had more.
There's value in that.
Like, I don't know, like hands-on-y, skillsy thingies. I just don't. I have like really kind of more soft skill stuff. I don't have like, I can build that for it. I mean, I don't. But that's why I call like you and Chad and stuff for like car stuff. I go, what's that sound?
Well, generally speaking, guys that can do stuff like that can't do the shit you can do. So everybody has
true.
their spot.
It balances out.
Absolutely.
Something that's completely imbalanced? Here's something new.
Okay.
Well, actually, apparently is new. It's been going on for a year, but I'm a little slow. Well, of course, we started off with the cinnamon challenge.
Okay.
When people were eating cinnamon and trying not to die.
Okay.
Basically, coughing to death and aspirating. It's so funny. The next thing, the Tide Pod eating. Eating of the Tide Pods.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Next one?
I've only heard of these things in
They happen.
a satellite capacity, but
happen.
they do actually happen. Yeah. So the idea being, I'm going to film myself gagging on this thing, and that'll be funny.
That's the challenge, and everyone will like me. Click, click,
Okay.
click, click, click. Validate me, validate me.
That's
I want to be famous for 12 minutes before I go into a coma.
sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So the new one.
And have people gotten sick from this?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay. Let me put this in perspective.
See, I just can't afford Tide. I lose
Right?
fucking, like,
Where are these little fucking 14-year-olds getting fucking Tide Pods, and I'm all like, oh, Walmart brand some.
all temperature is out of my range. I'm going with sun. You know?
The ones that are in Spanish, I don't know what it says. Could be lie for all I fucking know.
La Familia de Zopa. Or whatever the fuck.
What was it? What did you just say? I totally had a thing. See, the wine's kicking in.
Oh.
What was it?
Tide Pods.
The Tide Pod thing.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, so yeah, I mean, they're eating it for the challenge, for the likey thing.
Okay.
Oh, this is what happened. Years ago when I was teaching in Arizona, one of my students, prior to me being there, was punished by his dad. You know, the old, I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap thing?
Sure.
Well, instead he squeezed like quarter of a bottle of dishwashing liquid into his throat.
Oh.
And down to his gut, and he was life flighted out.
How are they getting along now?
Well, the kid was in jail last time I heard, but anyway.
Oh, okay.
So yes,
Has
soap
nothing to do
does
with
hurt
upbringing.
you.
Yeah.
It will give you the massive shits, and it will kill you. Okay.
Life boy.
God damn it, lover. So here's the latest. I'm late to the game. Condom snorting. Just
No,
let it
I
sit.
thought that was a fucking joke.
Just let it sit.
Yeah.
Condom snorting.
That might be why I dreamt about getting 2 condoms in the mail last night. It was a free mailer. It was like the gold coin condom on the mailer.
No.
And I realized, hey, you know what? I can put this in my wallet like when I was a teenager, but instead of it being basically it was going to go out of date in my wallet as a teenager and be not used, it could actually be used to keep your wallet in if you ever in the water.
Nice.
That's about all I
Nice.
Yeah.
Or smuggle heroin up your beehole.
Sure.
Anyway, so now we're filming the condom snorting, and the big problem with that, it's much like and you should probably know this. It's much like when you put a condom in a gas tank. It's open, it's rounded at the end, so when the gas starts to going, you won't notice the condoms in your gas tank till about a mile down the road when it finally clogs up the hole. Giggity.
Wow.
Okay.
I had never heard of that either.
See, you see. Anywho,
So people, you just throw it in the gas tank, or are you?
yeah, you kind of undo it and kind of stuff it down there, and it takes a while, see, because it's gas.
Right.
I used to have an old car where you actually had the gas gauge kind of thing floated in the tank.
Right. Yeah.
Because you can hear it going ka-chung, ka-chung. So the condom pretty much does the same thing, and then finally it'll fill up with gas, and it'll become like a tubular type thing, and it gets lodged in the gas
The intake.
hole, for lack of a better term, and shut your car off.
Okay.
Ladies. Anyways.
I bet that's a fun one to try and figure out.
Yeah, it is. Because by the time you see, I had a friend of mine in college who was a devious bitch. I mean, he had some jokes. Anyway, so by the time you get everything, you take it to the gas station guy, mechanic, whatever,
Right.
multiple times, they're like, there's nothing in there, nothing here, until they tear apart the whole apparatus. And by the time they do that, the condom has wasted away to nothing.
It's dissolved.
It is a devious fucking prank. You only do that to people you really hate. Yeah. Anywho, so the snorting of the condom, this actually kind of goes back to geek shows when people who knew what they were doing would take a string or like a gold chain and they would swallow it, cough it up through their nose, and do the whole brain flossing thing, right?
Yeah. Or spaghetti. Maybe.
Yeah, spaghetti, yeah. They're doing that. Well, see, spaghetti, though, breaks. That's the disadvantage to that. You can break off right in your honker, and then you're done. And you're like,
Well, the cold I've been having, you'd end up pulling some stuff out you don't want.
that's
so, yeah.
Wow.
With the
Hors d'oeuvres, anyone?
in the running the risk of being too crass or gross.
Oh, come on.
This is the cold I've been having. You ever had the kind that's like your sinuses aren't squeezed tight together, so you can actually kind of breathe, but there's this cavalcade of stuff floating around in your sinuses, and you can get massive volumes on a blow.
See, I don't.
It's
I
not
don't
unpleasant.
blow.
Really.
I don't ever blow my nose. Seriously.
Really?
There's nothing to blow.
Wow.
It's like a solid museum of stalactite mucus in my brain or something. I blow, nothing comes out. Never, ever.
Wow.
Ever.
That's weird.
Now when
Even
I have
when
a
you're
massive
sick?
when I have a massive cold, when it finally breaks, yeah, I blow my nose. Yes. But day-to-day usage, Kleenex, I could use a Kleenex box. It'd take me 5 years to get through a Kleenex box.
That's amazing.
Nothing comes out.
Clearly, you're not a 14-year-old
I could
boy.
show you right now. Yeah, nice. Lotion and Kleenex inventory. Anyway, so the snorting of the condom,
Okay,
bad thing.
yeah.
The chain obviously allows for air,
Mm-hmm.
right? The spaghetti allows for air. Condom, if it expands, blocky airway.
In your sinuses.
Yeah, blocky airway, die.
People
Okay.
have died of this?
Well, actually, I haven't looked at that, so I can't say yes or no. But the problem is, because it is open-ended, right, and not terribly long, like a chain can be,
Sure.
it can get lodged, it can fill up with air, it can block the air passage. So, I've had it with this, right? So I posted some stuff. I'm like, oh wow, thinning the gene pool one dink at a time.
Yeah.
And I've had people like post these things about, well, back in the 80s, everyone snorted gas and snorted airplane glue and did this and did that. I'm like, yeah, you know why? To get fucking high. Okay? There was a fucking payoff. It wasn't a little, I'm going to click a tiny thumb. Ooh, like. It was, no, my shit's in the stars and I'm seeing mushrooms with feet. Okay? That is why we did it. I personally never snorted gas or airplane glue. I did a little butyl nitrate for like 3 months when I was 18. Got over that. But it's interesting how people who are way younger
Right.
are telling me what my existence was like before they were born,
Remembering when you did that.
when they weren't there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, how many likes did you get, huh?
Oh, see, that's the thing. It's all about being liked, isn't it?
This
Let's
whole-
like everyone.
It's a strange situation. We recently watched Birdman again. You seen that? Michael Keaton?
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Fantastic
Weird
film.
one. Good one.
Yeah.
Side note, Harvey Birdman, great cartoon. Moving on.
Okay. Yeah, tangent. So it's basically that his existence is based on that validation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as a famous actor, and I don't know that this is really not pretty close to the mark as far as maybe even him, because Michael Keaton played Batman,
Right.
and
then
was a big deal, and then kind of wasn't, and now for him to be cast in that role and to play it so well was pretty fantastic. But it's like it's macro level of the click and like thing of the little validation, regardless of if it's a friend in the same room across the country or somebody you don't know that clicks like, or if somebody who loves what you did in that movie. Who gives a fuck either way?
See, I've never been sucked into that.
It doesn't mean a thing.
I was never sucked into the like part of Facebook.
Yeah.
I was more sucked into the, I have something clever. I want to share it with the world.
Yeah.
Ka-ching. Or, this sucks. Let's share that. But if you've noticed, in the last few months, I even had somebody say, are you okay? I haven't been on. Not much at all.
You are uncanny the way that you can shut that switch off, because there are so many people that describe themselves as literally addicted to social media. So we know there's that going on. Or there's those who just aren't involved at all. But when you're on, you're on. You're there quite a bit. And then bing.
See you later.
You could be you've never deleted your account, have you? But I know a couple of times you've taken like a year and just been done with it.
Yeah.
And not done a thing with it.
Nope. And I'll tell you what, fucking feels great. Because you're not scroll.
Right.
What's something happening? Somebody clever? Is there a semi-naked guy? By the way.
Oh yeah.
Tangent.
I saw those guys. Now it's
Now,
too bad they're gay. 'Cause
You
they
know,
very
eat a dick. That is the
clearly-
most fucking
the two of them. Come on,
dudes. Shut
As soon
up.
as the camera's off, the two of them are fucking.
Hey, and what's wrong with that?
That's
is what
okay.
I say.
Good
Okay,
point.
what we're talking about,
Anyway.
listener. Because
They were some handsome dudes. I mean,
now
and-
here's my thing though. Most people who know me very very well
Mm-hmm.
know that I don't necessarily go for aesthetics. I go for humor. I go for intelligence. I go for presence. I don't.
but on occasion.
Yeah, upon occasion, it was the trifecta, and let me tell you what it was.
Okay.
The trifecta was incredible, like Celtic drum music, the background to it.
Yeah, the music. Right
No,
on.
no,
I watched it
You
without
know
with
me
mute
better.
on.
you know me better than that. I play the music. It would have
Okay.
been some like corny, stupid, like
Well-
I would have gone.
Well, yeah.
But it was the tribal, sexual, like Celtic, my heritage music, right? And two guys, muscular, don't generally go for that. But okay, but they were not doing like, I'm lifting weights. They were doing like weird, trippy
Tantric.
dance, yoga positions, like
Right.
a lot of chutzpah and
Right, yeah.
strength, not muscle. And they were wearing kilts. And actually, it's probably for Scottish.
Yeah.
Those things together? And in nature, okay, 5.
Oh boy.
That was like, I like the guy in the back though.
Okay.
The guy in the front has that stupid. Okay,
Well,
tangent.
the guy in the front liked the guy in the back.
They like it both in the back. Hey, hey. No, but we got okay, gentlemen. Stop wearing that weird fucking ass, funky ass, greased up pompadour shit with that stupid Nicholas the Tsar second beard. Knock it off. Knock it off. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, there's this style that happens every time. and
I hate it.
It's just, we're at a strange
I
time.
hate it. Anyway, back to the condom thing. Oh, the people
Oh.
telling us what we were doing.
Okay,
and all
right.
that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess really get tired of like people saying blah blah blah. I'm like, you weren't there.
Yeah.
You weren't there, and you have no idea what you're talking
And
about.
to be fair, you're not here.
I'm never here.
They're never here.
I
They're,
haven't been here in years.
They're not engaged.
No,
So,
no.
yeah.
So I did the whole condom thing. I'm like, yeah, there's a huge difference between what we did. We had an outcome. We wanted to get high. We wanted to get high.
Right.
And
We
right.
still want to get high.
But yeah, hence the giant jug of wine. But I would never endanger. Well, I never really endangered my life with drugs or alcohol anyway. But I would never even think about doing something that just had an outcome for someone to click a tiny thumb. I never gave a shit about that. I still don't.
Certainly a different time. Well, you weren't raised with this in the beginning, so it's
Right.
as kids get older, or well, of course, I don't know. There's so much scattershot going on with, I don't know. Zuckerberg did some shit that some.
Oh, well,
What's
because
that
of
about?
the Cambridge Analytica. That's not encyclopedia.
I wasn't gonna read it anyway.
Yeah.
by the way.
I'm gonna get some of this wrong, and what do I care? Because no one's listening.
Exactly.
It was a research firm or information gathering firm, and basically they got a lot of Facebook information. Here you go. Some for elections.
A lot of cat videos.
But anyway, a lot of personal information, a lot of voting trends, a lot of like trends and so forth. So he had to go before Congress and say, well, and it's turned into, I think Facebook is on its way out, to be honest. I think it's just going to be those things like you do, like, oh, I'll check my Facebook this month.
Yeah.
Because kids aren't on there.
No,
There's no kids there.
it's all old people.
Yeah. The kids are doing the Snapchat for the dick pics,
Yeah.
right? Or Instagram. I don't do Instagram.
There's probably something we aren't allowed to know the name of.
Oh, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
There's like Art Deviant. There's a lot of stuff. See, teacher, you get the kids get to trust you. They, oh, I'm on this. Are you now?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just because all I see now on Facebook when I'm scrolling, angry, not angry, but like, oh, sign this petition, and I'm like, I don't want to sign your petition, nor do I want to see your food. We've talked about this before.
There's the new thing that I keep getting roped in on, and I probably ought to just stop scrolling through, is the donate to this cause. And I'm like, well, I've got a little extra money, and it's hard for me to say no to fucking soldiers that don't want to commit suicide. So here's $20. So if I keep that up enough, I'm going to be fucking broke.
Well, you got to be selective. Like Samantha Bee had the one for Puerto Rico. I'm done with us ignoring Puerto Rico. That is ours. We own
Right.
They're a part of us. And there are people who still don't have power.
That's bullshit.
It is. But let's go bomb Syria. So $10 to Samantha Bee, write it off your taxes.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I think I gave for my birthday, the one good thing about Facebook is that you can say, pick a charity.
Right.
You did that.
I've been donating to people who've done that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I did it for my birthday. I did it for dementia.
Right.
And I only
I
said
totally don't remember that.
Yeah, but I said it for like $100. I ended up getting almost 300, 400. Yeah, it was nice.
Nice.
It was nice because it doesn't go to me. You know, it goes to this. Because I mean, that's my path. Okay, that's why I'm eyeing your greenhouse out back. That's gonna be my dementia quarters.
That's what I'm planning it for.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm supposed to be wiring it tomorrow, hopefully.
Are you?
If the fucking weather lets up and.
Well, the weather can eat a dick.
Yeah.
Because pick a temperature.
Fuck.
See, when I was first here, I didn't have as much vertigo as I do now. I think I had it my first year. I had it for like maybe half a month in January, February, and it would go away. Now, because the temperatures have changed so drastically in this area.
Maybe you should wear earmuffs. Keep it all the same. Just like all the time.
You want me to say the word muff on here?
Pretty much.
You
can turn them 90 degrees.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's really bugging me, but like come summertime, it goes away. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Summertime the best time around here.
Well, you know what? And I used to hate summer. Well, living in Arizona, it's fucking
hateable.
It's an oven. But since living
pie weather down there.
Since living here, I've actually begun to appreciate it because I went tubing last year, floating on the river for the first time ever.
Right on.
A couple of times, loved it. You guys should come out with us.
Yeah.
It's actually quite fun, and it's really danger free.
It's funny.
I mean, I can barely move and I can do it.
It gets so beautiful around here in the summer that you forget that it's so shitty a lot of the time. But and then, well, in my line of work, when it's hot and sunny out, it means hot fucking addicts. So it.
Do you have one of those like coolie scarfy thingies?
I do. A shamag.
A what?
From the Middle Eastern gentlemen who know how to stay cool.
Oh, I'm talking about the thing that you put in the water.
Yeah,
and
I
then
got
you
that
snap
too.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like a water weenie that goes around your neck.
Hey.
Okay.
Easy.
Come on now.
That's
child friendly here. So yeah, I mean, there are things that I can do, and I'm almost to the point that I'm kind of like, oh, it might be kind of nice, but at the same time, I know I'm going to be uncomfortably hot here real shortly.
I have an idea. Why don't you become an electrician to the stars?
Ooh.
Do a little
here in Corvallis?
No.
Oh, work on a set?
Or rich people's homes.
We have in the past talked about, and I don't know, maybe it could still happen, like renting the place out or having somebody house sit or something like that, and actually just heading down and maybe take an audition and work at the same time.
Okay, so here's the thing.
We both have completely transferable jobs, so we could go down there. I get out as an electrician, she gets out as an X-ray tech, and we just kind of rent a little place and go fuck off. And
you would hate LA.
You're probably right.
Have you ever been there?
Yeah. It's
I've
fun
been
to
there
visit.
many times.
It's a fun place to visit, but fuck the culture.
Assholes.
Yeah.
I grew up in Southern California, but LA was like,
yeah.
I would never live there.
Well, I've often thought that if I ever actually followed through on the acting dream.
Oh yeah, same here.
Well, biggest chance of it would be failing. But if I were to actually be successful, then you die of a coke overdose.
Yay! Well, at least you have a plan.
Or
See,
don't
we could just do
stay
like
married.
a commune, like an LA commune.
Commune.
Where
Put a
Charles
pin in
Manson's
that.
old, stomping grounds.
Oh,
you just take that shit over.
There's
bring everybody there.
Fantastic
Go do
podcast on on the Mansons.
I am upset. Okay, anything that has to do with occult or even slightly occult,
Did you ever listen to the You Must Remember This podcast?
Not yet.
Oh, she did a 10 segments on the Manson, the whole thing, and puts you there. You are in the room with
read
them.
Helter Skelter, the book, when I was too young, to be honest. But I wanted to, because it was just this weird thing that happened, and I'm like, and that's where my whole cult obsession, not occult, but cult obsession happened. I had an occult obsession when I was like, in elementary school. But didn't we all have occult obsessions when we were in elementary school, or was it only people who were nerds?
Well, now that you mention it. Have you noticed on the Netflix, the Wild Wild Country documentary series on the Rajneesh?
Watched it 3 times.
I grew up in that shit.
Fuck you.
I completely.
Fuck you. Okay, next episode. Cut it.
Okay.
Carry it to the next one.
And cliffhanger. I'm
That's
Gary.
what my dad used to call boogers. I'm Dory. Just Dory.
And you've been lunch.